So Insta360 sent me over their Insta360 X4 to test out on a trip I was going on with some friends and family to Colorado to go snowboarding. And this camera came out nearly a year ago, but I still think it's one of the best action cameras you can buy for things like action sports, travel, and even vlogging. And this video is not sponsored by Insta360. They didn't actually pay me to make this video. They just sent over their X4 and some accessories to make a video about it. However, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. More on them in a moment. So every year or so, my wife and I love to go snowboarding, and Colorado is one of those places that we always go back to. Mainly because out here on the East Coast, the snow is extremely sketchy and icy, and out there it's a whole different world. And snowboarding is one of the best ways to show off the Insta360 X4. And this camera improved upon the Insta360 X3 in a bunch of different ways, but mainly because of the 8K 30 that you can get out of the X4. It also has a 135-minute advertised runtime on one battery. Granted, that was at 5.7K at 30 frames per second, so your mileage may vary at 8K 30 frames per second, but that's still a huge improvement upon the X3. Now, the price of the X4 today is $499 US, so just say 500 USD. And I imagine since this is a year later, they'll probably come out with the X5 tomorrow for all I know. But this video is about the X4 and why I still think it's the king of action cameras. Now, my favorite feature of the X4 is the 8K at 30 frames per second. And that's also in H.265, which means you get amazing image quality, but at manageable file sizes. Now here's a shot of it compared to the Insta360 X3 at its highest quality, which was 5.7K. Now, the X4 takes 5.7K a step further with 5.7K at 60 frames per second. And they also have 4K at 100 frames per second. So you can get some really high quality slow motion out of this camera. Being a content creator and freelancer can be tough sometimes, mainly because I'm running my own business and I also have to develop skills to create effective videos that help grow the channel, but are also entertaining to you guys. And on top of that, manage clients and make sure my business continues to grow. But thanks to Skillshare, I can sharpen my knowledge on business and being a content creator. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with a wide depth of topics ranging from illustration, graphic design, photography, music, marketing, productivity, and more. There are thousands of creative classes in countless categories, ranging from beginner to advanced, and members can go from a novice beginner to a complete pro in a matter of hours. And Skillshare is designed by creatives for creatives. The classes are taught by industry experts excited to share their tools, techniques, and professional journeys with its members. And I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing, and there are a ton of different classes on Skillshare for me to learn about this amazing job and being a content creator. I am currently going through Marquez Brownlee's class on how to script, shoot, and edit a solid YouTube video. But it doesn't just stop there. There are a ton of different classes, especially for creatives like me, and most likely you if you're watching this video. For example, you can completely learn DaVinci Resolve from front to back, or pretty much any editing or creative software you can imagine, right here on Skillshare. And the best part is that Skillshare is on demand and has stackable lessons so that you can learn at your own pace, no matter the skill level. So if you're looking to sharpen your creative skills or learn a new hobby, check out the link in the description where you can join the Skillshare community. And the first 500 people that click my link can get 1 month free to Skillshare. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now back to the X4. Other cool features of the X4 is that you can take 72 megapixel photos with this camera. And it also has the option to use single lens mode, so you can film it like you would film with a traditional action camera with only one lens, which makes this camera really versatile. One of my favorite features is Me mode, which it records at 170-degree field of view, but it keeps it directly faced towards you. So for things like snowboarding or maybe vlogging, it's a great setting for quick edits and for social media. The benefit of a 360 camera is that it makes your selfie stick completely invisible by stitching both of the cameras together, so it sort of looks like a camera is floating around you like an FPV drone. And with that, you can do some really cool shots like their 5.7K 120 frames per second bullet time feature, where you essentially spin the camera above your head and it captures some pretty cool shots, aside from the angle that I was able to capture, which wasn't pretty cool. you get the point. You can do some really cool stuff with this feature. They also sent me this specific mount for bullet time, and I definitely recommend picking one of these up to keep your camera safe, but also get the most effective shot when using bullet time. After using Insta360 products for the last 4 or 5 years now, one of my favorite features about their products is their mobile app. And with the X4, you can actually edit your footage in the mobile app, where you can utilize some of the features to reframe your shot, and also use Deep Track 3.0, which essentially tracks you throughout the footage to keep you in the center and makes the editing a whole lot easier. There's also an option to use AI Edit, which allows the AI built into the app to sort of edit the video for you and find the best moment. This would be a great way to get some quick footage or edits for social media, but I still recommend editing the footage yourself if you want the most customization. There's also gesture controls where you can raise your hand up to start and stop recording, or to even take a photo, and this helps sort of free up your hands if you're holding the selfie stick, and instead of actually having to go into the camera and press record, it's nice to have that option with gesture controls. Now, if you're looking to get into some serious action and you want to protect your lens, I think this is another one of the best upgrades from the Insta360 X3, is that they installed some lens guard mounts onto the lens themselves, so you don't have to stick them on like the previous version. You can actually twist them on and mount them on, and it makes it easier to take them off whenever you don't want to use them. Now, my favorite part about using 360 cameras, especially for stuff like this, is being able to pretty much see everything and reframe your shot whenever I want to. So if I'm going down the mountain and somebody's flying past me, I can pan the shot to them, or I can keep it on myself. Maybe I'm riding with my wife and I want to get a shot of her next to me. You really have a bunch of different options to reframe your shots. But the best part is that when you're doing action sports like this, the flow state stabilization keeps your shots super smooth, and you don't have to worry about the footage coming out shaky. And no matter how you mount this camera, their 360-degree horizon lock always keeps your horizon straight. So it makes the shots feel effortless because you know your horizon is going to be locked, and you know your footage is going to be stable. And you also know that you can reframe it pretty much anywhere you want. So all you really have to do is just set it, hit record, and forget it. Now, like I said before, they could release the X5 next week, and I still think I would be happy with the X4, mainly because of the 8K. I think the footage coming out of it is absolutely insane, and it looks really high quality. And I love how the flat color profile allows me to sort of color grade in the edits to get a more contrasty image, but also go for some creative looks if I want to. I think the X3 was great, but right now it feels a little bit outdated, especially when you compare the footage side by side. The 8K in this thing really is the biggest selling point, and I imagine in the X5, they'll probably build off of the 8K, maybe add 8K 60, but unless they're really going to be bumping up the image quality even more and some of the processing inside of the camera to get a clearer image at 8K, I still think this is the king though, and I don't really see myself wanting more than this with all of the crazy features that are packed into this amazing camera. So if you're interested in picking up one of these for yourself, I'll make sure to link it in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.